I've made my thoughts on the Nolan Batman films pretty clear at this point, and the last figure I reviewed based on the series was a great representation of a character I don't really like at all. Today, we're finally going to be talking about something that worked perfectly in all three films, the Scarecrow. Played wonderfully by Cillian Murphy, the Scarecrow was the most consistent character in all of the films, and probably the most accurate adaptation of any of the comic book villains. And that is why I am very happy to have this figure in hand today. This is the Mafex Scarecrow figure. So immediately, you're going to notice how bland the outfit is. Taking the head out of the equation, this figure is essentially just a dude in a suit. But when you actually get up to the masked head, it single-handedly saves the figure from looking too dull. The detailing here is incredible, looking like it just jumped right out of the movie. There's even detail I never noticed before, like these buckles on the back. The stitched-on frowns make him look really unsettling. Through the eye holes, you can see Jonathan Crane's eyes, which is a really great detail. I seriously love how this mask looks on the figure. As I said before, the outfit is pretty boring, which really isn't Metacom's fault, as this is how he looked in the movie. Maybe if they had given us his look from the end of the movie instead, he would stand out some more. Since he basically wears the same suit in Begins and Dark Knight, you could display him with whichever Batman you wanted. Articulation-wise, he's very solid. Nothing gets hindered due to his simple costume design. His arms and legs can drop down, which is useful but kind of pointless for the figure. The only complaint I have is that you can't rotate his arms around, which keeps them pointed straight ahead. His first set of alternate hands are these fist hands, which look good, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't punch a single person in any of the movies. Up next are these open palm hands, which are to be used for when he's shooting his fear toxin out of his sleeve. It would have been cool to get a gas effect, but this is good enough. Here we get two pointing fingers. They want you to use these to make him shush people, but can obviously be used to just point as well. He comes with one grabbing hand, which you can use to hold his mask with. The mask itself looks really great and just as detailed as the head. It's elongated a bit just to show that it's not being worn. Now, in my opinion, this figure needs to lighten up. His final hand is this grabbing hand that's used to hold this ignited lighter. I really love scene-specific accessories. But again, if I wanted to get picky, I kind of wish he came with a fire effect to place on the Begins Batman figure. His last accessory is probably my favorite, which is this unmasked Jonathan Crane head. I love figures that have unmasked heads, and this one is no exception. The likeness on this is possibly the best that Mafex has done. This is the splitting image of Cillian Murphy, and the essence of the character shines through here perfectly. And well, that's it for Scarecrow. Wait a minute. Hold on.
He's here. Who? The Batman.
Scarecrow comes with 5 accessories to be used with the previously released Begins Batman figure. The head, cape/chest piece, hands, and belt are all used to transform him into the Demon Batman. This is an absolutely awesome inclusion with this figure. However, I do have to say that attaching the head was possibly the most frustrating thing I've ever had to deal with. It just absolutely would not peg into the joint, and it doesn't help that the ears are sharp as hell. But it was all worth it because the finished product looks amazing. It took an already great figure and made him even cooler looking. And that's it for Scarecrow. An awesome figure in his own right that also enhances an older figure. Since Scarecrow is my favorite villain from the films, I am more biased to like this figure. But if you're not as big a fan, I can see the boring outfit and not exactly stellar articulation putting you off from enjoying it as much. But if you liked the Scarecrow, or even if you just really want the cool looking Demon Batman accessories, I would absolutely recommend this figure.